Welcome to IRACON 2023. This is Shounak Ghosh reporting on behalf of IRACON TV. Today, I have with me Professor Kaushik Choudhary. He is a senior consultant rheumatologist at the University Hospitals, Coventry and Warwickshire. Sir, welcome to this program and welcome to Hyderabad.
Thank you, Shounak. It's been a pleasure.
Starting off personally, a few lines about your plans for your India visit this year, sir.
This year's visit in November is predicated entirely on IRACON 2023. This is my first IRACON after 2029 in Pondicherry and after the COVID pandemic. So I was especially looking forward to coming to Hyderabad, where I last came in 2005, the previous IRACON. And I'm amazed to see the changes in the city and also to catch up with my colleagues and friends after a hiatus of almost 4 years.
So you have been spearheading the osteoporosis workshop as well as the special interest group. So on that note, could you give us some insight about your plans for this workshop in the future from an Indian perspective?
We are very grateful to the organizers of IRACON 23 for allowing us to have a platform to highlight osteoporosis. In addition to everything else that rheumatologists deal with, we are also tasked with the responsibility of dealing with osteoporosis, which is an emerging problem and a problem that is increasing exponentially in India. Those of delegates who had been to the osteoporosis workshop will realize that it is a huge problem. So I think this was the right juncture to highlight osteoporosis as a clinical problem that rheumatologists need to be competent to deal with. We've had a tremendous response from the delegates, and the memory stick with the talks and other supporting evidence has been widely appreciated. We hope to take this forward through a special interest group, which was also launched the following day, yesterday. And we see this SIG going from strength to strength, and hopefully the IRA members will have a useful resource and a platform for those interested in dealing with osteoporosis in years to come.
Thank you, sir. And finally, you have been instrumental in shaping training programs for young rheumatologists. You have shaped the Indo-UK Rheumatology Forum in the UK as an exchange program for Indian-based young medicos. And recently, you have taken upon yourself the task of creating a uniform training program for European young rheumatologists. So could you just give us an idea of the visions you have and how we can incorporate that as young rheumatologists in our country as well?
Education and training has always been one of my passions, and I've been involved with it for many years. Formally, I joined the education committee of the BSR in 2013 and then took over as chair from 2016 to 2019, being responsible for all educational products by the BSR for those 3 years. And now I have moved to the European environment. So I'm the president of the European Union of Medical Specialists Rheumatology Section and Board, whose task is to harmonize training and education within Europe. And I also go as their representative to EULA's Council. I think if we are to have good rheumatologists in the future, we have to lay the foundations right at the very beginning of having uniformly good training programs. Now, that is not to say that individual countries, and that includes India, do not have good programs, but there is always scope for improvement, and we can learn from other countries and other types of programs around the world and make ours as good as we can. Within India, there's a degree of heterogeneity in terms of the training programs that are available. There is still a huge dearth in terms of places for specialist training in rheumatology, and I hope that in the years to come, the IRA will have a more active role in shaping the training of young rheumatologists and deciding what is good training and bringing some uniformity to the training programs and adopting some of the best practices elsewhere in the world.
Thank you, sir. And to wrap it up with a personal question, what would be your advice to people, medicos, who want to seek a good personal and professional work-life balance?
I think take up rheumatology as a specialty. That's, that is probably one of the best specialties where work-life balance can be ensured. And it is something that is important to rheumatologists of your generation and those following you. I think there has been a sudden, a shift, a defined shift in how people perceive their professional lives. And I think rheumatology lends itself to an excellent blend of really challenging and interesting work together with time for one's family. And hopefully we will see more rheumatologists coming up the ranks. There is a huge need for rheumatologists in our country.
Thank you so much, sir, for your time and your insightful comments. Signing off from IRACON 2023.